right now. Today I have with me Ana, Edna, Vanessa, and Mateus, and we're going to talk about crying. Well, my name is Bruna, and I'm the hostess this morning. This is not a class, guys. This is a conversation. Nobody here is going to teach, to correct, to judge. It's just a safe place to talk and to make mistakes. All right, so feel free to make mistakes. If you need any help with any word or something like this, you can just ask for help. We can help each other here in the chat. If you want to mix Portuguese and English, it's all right too. And I think that's it. Let's make mistakes and enjoy this time to practice and talk about crying and feelings and everything. All right. Crying is sometimes related to bad emotions, right? Or to bad moments. But I think it's going to be good, like talking about that. That's why I chose the subject. And I think that's it. As usual, we're going to start introducing ourselves. And I'm going to start with Mateus. Since I don't know him yet, Mateus, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hello, my name is Mateus. I'm from São Paulo. I'm 13. I work as a copywriter. And I like to play soccer. And I'm here to improve my English.
Okay. What team do you support, Mateus?
I am a Santos support.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you so much. Edna, your turn. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to talk to you again. My name is Edna. I live in São Paulo, capital. I have a son. I live by myself with my cats. I love cats. Elis and Gemma. And I like study English. I study English since 2020 with Ana, no, my good friend. And I am professor in psychology college. And in my free time, I like travel, walk to the park, and read books, watching series, and talking to infinity, because in the space the place is very good for me. I have many friends. I improve my English, my confidence. That is.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Let me just ask you something. Is your cat called Elis because of Elis Regina?
Elis Regina, yes, my song. My song do the homenagem, I don't know, Elis Regina.
This word. Okay, amazing, amazing. Very good. Very good.
Yes, Elis Regina.
Amazing, Edna. Thank you so much. But how about you? Your turn.
Good morning, everyone, again. My name is Vanessa. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I'm 39 years old. I have been talking since November last years, I think. I'm a beginner in English. I try improve my talk and the listening for my professional area. I'm a biologist with the experience in microbiology. I'm master and doctoral in material science. I should improve my English for this. I have more difficulty in talk and remember some rules, but I try prove to this. I'm a marriage and I don't have a kid, but I have 4 cats, and and in my free time, I like watch Twitch platform, some gameplays, and other themes related for games. I like to travel. I like to beach. I live near the beach, and this is very cool. Just practice exercise there. And I like to gym too. I try maintain my health. and that's it.
Amazing, very good, very good. That's such a complete introduction. Thank you so much. Ana, how about you?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I am Ana Paula. I live in São José do Rio Preto, São Paulo. I am married. I have 2 kids, but they don't live with me. I live with my husband and my mom. My mom lives with me since my father passed away 5 years ago. And I worked as a chemistry teacher, but I've been retired since February 2020. After that, I decided to start studying English because the pandemic started in this year, and I was a little bit lost. And I've been studying English with Edna since September 2020. And I've been studying English on TNT for 1 year. And I love studying English here and talk to other people, make friends, and improve my English. I think it's necessary to improve day by day. And I am 58. In my free time, I have a lot of free time. I can walk on the street. I love practice yoga, meditation, and do flamenco dance class. And I like so much travel, mainly to the beach. And that's it about me. Yeah.
Amazing, I loved it. Well, I will introduce myself too, because since Mateus...
Elise.
Is it Elise, Edna?
Yes, Elise.
How beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Well, I don't have any pets, just like Edna and Vanessa. Unfortunately, I don't have pets. I live here in São Paulo, just like Mateus and Edna, with my family, my parents and my brother. My brother is younger than me. Well, what else, guys? I like dancing. I am a Corinthians supporter. So, Mateus, no, you need to change. You need to change team. Corinthians is the best team ever. I'm kidding. What else, guys? I've been here on Talk and Talk since September 2020, 2021. And I think that's it. I also work as an English teacher and also a community manager here. And I think that's all. I'm graduated in languages. And I think now we can start finally talking about crying. So let's go. When was the last time you cried, and what situations or events make you feel like crying? Are you a person who cries a lot or not? Let's share here if you guys are emotional or not too much. I will start with you, Vanessa. When was the last time you cried? Do you remember?
Last month. I'm a very quiet. I don't know. I'm very emotional person, and I cry with easily. I think this situation in my life, it's I'm looking for a job in my doctoral degree. In when some situation I'm frustrated or impotent, I don't know. I feel with impotent,
Maybe
but
weak, not weak, right? Weak, maybe.
powerless. I don't know.
Sure. Weak is
Weak or powerless. I don't know. That's it.
very good. I loved it. I loved it. Yes, this is a good question because I feel I'm getting older and I'm crying more. Like I'm getting more emotional now that I'm that I'm getting older. I think I didn't cry so much, and now I'm crying more. You know, I think the last time I cried, like for real, maybe was in therapy 2 weeks ago. But I sometimes cry when I am really tired, when I don't know, when I miss my boyfriend and I tell him I miss you so much, and then I start crying. Things things like this, you know, like sometimes watching series or watching some videos. I don't cry easily, but yeah, that's it. And how about you, Mateus? Share with us.
I remember the last time that I cried was watching that film Everything Everywhere and Every Time at
Is it
once.
good?
Yes, it
A
is.
good movie?
And maybe it's better film for girls and women because talk about girls and his mother's relationship. And the film it's crazy, it's so crazy, but it's have a nice things, have a emotional things in the end, and it's perfect. Because of that, maybe won the Oscar too. And
And like, do you usually cry like watching films? What like situations make you cry?
uh, most of all, watching films and journal. I cry watching journal, principally watching Globo Esporte when I have how can I say that? It's not a program.
Maybe
Mm,
news,
a
like a
news.
news.
Yeah, the news, emotional news. Like, oh, today we're gonna watching a supporter fan first time in the Vila Belmiro, and I
Mhm.
start crying.
Okay.
uh, is this? I cry every time, and I
Very
hurt
good.
myself every time too because I like to skateboard, and
Oh yeah.
but I cry more watching Globo Esporte.
Okay. Very good. I liked it. I wasn't expecting this answer. I thought you were going to say, I cry watching Fantástico, or like because there are always
Fantastic too.
emotional news too there. Very good.
Fantastic too. If you have
Yeah.
bad news or emotional news,
Yeah.
but I don't watch Fantastic so much.
Okay.
I watch
Very good.
Globo Esporte every day.
Okay. Now share with us, how about you? Are you someone who cries a lot, really sensitive?
Bruna, I believe Mateus loves his team more than you because, oh my God,
Yes,
he
oh my
cries
God.
more. Yeah. I'm the last time that I cried was last week. It happened a situation here in my house with my mom, and I cried a little bit. And my case, it's the same you. For me, it's not easier to cry, and it depends the situation. I most of the time I cry when I am watching movies, and I like emotional and romance movies. And for me, it's easier to cry when I watch movies, but there are some situations, and oh my God, I can cry. I could cry. I am very, very sad. But for me, I don't know. I believe that I cried a lot when I was younger, and 10 years, 10 years ago. And nowadays, for me, it's not easier to cry. Yeah.
Mhm. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I think the phases of life too, just like I was saying, when I was younger, I didn't used to cry so much, and nowadays I cry more. So maybe the phase or the way we face things, right? I think this can influence too. Very good.
For example, I've never cried in the therapy. I think you
Never.
never, never.
Oh no, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Edna, your turn. How about you?
Wait a moment. I put my phone.
Okay.
Okay. In my case, and I don't remember the last time because I cry frequently because I am an emotion person. I cry when I watch the movies or when I watch the news, the sad news, the sad situations. Generally when I strong emotion, I think I cry when I happy, very happy, but very hungry. It's a frequent when I strong emotions, and when I sad, but when I watching the movies, this is common situations because all people have the mirror neurons, and identify the situation, and this promoting the empathical feel, and it's normal. No?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very good. I loved it. I loved it. That's why Mateus cries, because he gets emotional, a lot of emotions when he is watching someone. That's really nice. Thank you so much for sharing, Angela. I wanna skip a little bit the questions. I think something that I've been experiencing, not just this year but last year too, is crying in a professional setting, in a professional place, and how other people see this, because sometimes we feel we are being weak, or we are I don't know, it's a bit weird when we cry in professional setting. So I want to know from you if you have already cried in public. I know some of you guys here are teachers, so if you have already cried during a class, and how was it for you? How do you deal with these situations, crying in public in front of other people? So I will start from you, Anna. How is it for you crying in front of other people? Has this ever happened, crying in front of your students?
Yes. I remember 10 years ago, I don't know exactly, but I cried because I was very, very angry because I was teaching in adult people, and because it's supletivo, and he was very, very rude for me, and he started to argue, and for me it was very, very sad because I started cry, the tears in my face. Oh my God. And I had to leave the room because I don't know, I started tremer, and I think it was happened once in my life in this situation, because most of the time when I have some problem with my house or with my husband, my kids, when I arrived at school, if I was crying, I stopped. And I enter at school my problems outside. And for me, it's always this way. But in this situation, for me, it was crazy situation. I don't know if I was sad for another problem, but I can't control myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's difficult, right? Like you start arguing with someone, and I feel you. I think I would cry too. Yeah, I would cry too. Very good. Mateus, how about you? Share with us.
I have never cried in the my professional work or city. I have the luck to work in not the best places, but not a bad co-workers or bad boss, something like that. But my girlfriend, he cried at home. And nowadays we are working in home office, and sometimes she cry, and because of that she left her job and starting anew again, and starting make psychologist therapy. Therapy. And it is, I have the luck to not cry in the professional city. But congratulations to Anna, because, and Edna too, to be a teacher, and you too, because be a teacher, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, we was making funny things, and teacher starts crying, and I remember this was so bad.
Yeah. You know, I will share like something really fast here. Once at school, we like there was a guy, like it was English class, and a student put he just put alcohol gel, hand sanitizer in the bottle of the teacher, in the water bottle, and the teacher drank the water bottle, and she felt the taste of alcohol, of course. And then she started crying, and she understood what had happened. It was really crazy. So teachers face a bad moment with children. It's really difficult. Go ahead, Val.
I have only comments for the collocation from Mateus. I admire, I don't know, Anna very much, because I love chemical area. I'm big fan from Anna.
Very good, very good. And share also with us, since you opened your mic. Have you ever cried in public? I can imagine being like a doctorate student is really exhausting, and I think I would cry.
Very much.
But like,
so much.
Have you already cried like in front of your what is the name for orientador?
Supervisor or professor.
Yeah. Have you ever cried?
Orientador, but I don't know say this specifically. I think this supervisor.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, supervisor.
I remember in final steps my experiments when I needed finish it very fast, but I try and make this experiment work, but I don't have a success in some experiments. I cried so much to this, but we don't desistir. Don't
Give up. Give up.
I don't give up, but I did give up, and I didn't give up. This is not option too, but in other situations, when I'm very tired, when I needed studied my term. It's very difficult for research in some cases, but I'm strong to this, and I try to finish it.
And you start
I'm
over.
here.
Yeah, it's
Survive.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like, we just have to cry and like express how we are feeling, and then start over, and don't give up, as you said, right? Edna, share with us. Thank you so much for opening your heart.
The public cry?
Yes, if you have already cried in public, how is it for you?
Yes. I record the situation a long time. I make one lecture about depression and the Buddhist center. The lecture, the auditorium is the big auditorium, 500 persons. Oh my gosh! And the finish lecture, many people declare the sufferance in microphone, the point, and the finish. Many people congratulations. Me agradeceu? Congratulations.
They thanked you.
Thank me. Because oh my gosh, this different way the things and you help me, and I feeling the emotion and the gratitude this moment. And I cry in front of 500 persons, because the situations is particular situations. Many people, the sufferance, the declaration, many sufferances in public. Is for me is very hard, very strong emotion.
That's nice.
And when frequently my students, when I emotion with my students, I cry using the emotion. When I happy, more happy or sad, for me, it's no problem the cry in public. No.
Very good. Yeah, I think the last time I cried in public, like at like professional setting, at work, was in the beginning. No, by the end of last year, I think Philip had traveled with Junior, and I needed to take care of things by myself, and I was like really overwhelmed, doing everything. And then like when they came back, I was like, the last days were really difficult without you. It was really difficult to take care of everything. Yeah.
This moment, the strong emotions is
Yeah.
natural. Well, it's human.
It's natural. Yeah. And then like Philip told me, take some days off, do nothing for a while. You worked a lot. And it was good, but it was really difficult. Because I feel embarrassed, when I cry in front of other people. I don't know if we know how to deal with with this feeling. I think there is a stigma of crying, like people don't know how to react. So it's
Yes. The feeling embarrassing. Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
complicated. Yeah, very good, guys. I will skip to question number 7. Talking a little bit about cultural expectations, how like people expect to not just to see crying or when we should avoid crying. How do you guys see these? The way society sees the cry. Let's start from you, Vanessa. What do you think about it? Like, how does society see this feeling?
It's very difficult to think this because is everything in society is have a very expectation, I believe this cry is very necessary for our emotionals, and health is very important to your external, I don't know, externar your feelings. But in society is represent this weak signal, I don't know, or empathy, or work your empathy for other persons when he cried, or independent of the situation. But I think in the most cases, I think the society consider this weak. I don't know.
Yeah. Even I totally agree with you. And if you cry so much, like frequently, why do you cry so much? When stop crying. Of course, like sometimes like people won't tell us, but they will tell each other, or like talk to each other about it. Yes, it's difficult because sometimes we avoid crying just because we don't want other people ask us about it, or we don't want to talk about it. But sometimes it's inevitable. We can't hold our tears, hold back. So it's
yes, I'm accord with you.
very good. Mateus, how do you see it? Do you agree with Vanessa? How does society see crime?
I agree with Vanessa and you. And society crying in a professional or in public, it's something like a weakness, and principle for men, because we have that not rule, proverb. How can I forgot
That's
the
saying.
sentence. That men don't cry, boy don't cry, and fathers teach boys that if that he can't cry, and boy teach to his children these two, don't boys don't cry. And I grew up in a society in it's not a house like that. My father never say that to me, but he never understand or talk with me why boys can't cry. or something like that. And I don't know why it's a sign of weakness, crying in a professional or in a public. Because I don't know if you are in a show watching Coldplay, and it's okay to cry, maybe because you are very happy or emotional singing. I don't know. It's crazy. Our society is crazy. Maybe in next century, cry. People are walking in streets and cry
Yeah, yeah.
easily.
But it's nice what you said because, for example, here at my place, I don't remember seeing my father crying or my brother crying. They don't cry so often, and I don't know. It's not like something I've heard, like, oh, man shouldn't cry, or, but it's something that naturally occurs. It's something like that. They don't, at least they don't cry in front of us. If they do it like at some other place, all right, but it's not something so common. So this is interesting too, the way men deal with their emotions, right? Like sometimes they deal with the feelings or they express their feelings being aggressive instead of crying, right? So I think men express their anger in a different way, right? Or their sadness, they express it in a different way, like sometimes being quiet or not talking too much, right?
Yes. Just one thing. I
No.
was playing soccer and a few weeks ago, and a boy received a ball in his head, in his face, and he started crying because it's hurt. It's normally, and his father was playing with us too, and his father start go to him and give up him and say, don't cry, you are a man, boys don't cry. It's
How
terrible. Maybe
terrible.
maybe this situation marked this guy, this little boy forever. He never
Yeah,
ever cry in front of other men, and
yeah,
it's normally, it's totally normally.
yeah. Very good, very good. Let's hear from you now, Edna. What do you think about the way
Uh,
society sees this feeling?
I agree totally with Mateus. Unfortunately, the society uh, is frequently the prohibit the man expression your emotions. This is very, very bad. No, uh, interessant. When Mateus speaking, I remember my father. I have never seen my father cry. Oh my gosh, it's just impossible.
Yeah,
No,
me neither.
because the generations of my father is very hard in education. The educations men don't cry is the prohibited. Man is the expression, the weak personality. Um, it's in my opinion is it's crazy situations in the cultural determinate culture. For example, Italian people with expressions the emotion, but the Oriental people is very content in the emotion. No, the cultural is the different expressions, and in my opinion, is very bad.
Yeah, yeah. Very good, very good. Thank you so much for sharing. I agree with you, and I've never seen my father crying too. It's weird to think about it, but it's true. Anna, your turn. Share with us.
In my case, it's the same. I've never seen my father cry, but in my house, it's different. My husband cries much more than me, and he is, yes, emotional a person, and sometimes For example, I remember when my daughter celebrated her birthday, and my husband, I don't know, makes a song for her, and he plays the guitar, and he sings. Oh, at the beginning, they were cry a lot, and I and my son, it's not, what's happening? Oh my God. And my husband is making a letter for my daughter and her boyfriend, because they are marrying last year. And every time that he is playing the guitar, the song, he starts crying.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good because he is very emotional person. And in my case, I think it's beautiful when I am beautiful when I am talking to my friend, and she started to talk about situation, and immediately she starts crying because she is emotional. So I don't know what's happening with me, because for me it's very difficult to cry all the time, and I think it's beautiful. But the situation happening with soccer, Mateus plays soccer. It's terrible. It's terrible because it's and I would like to say some words. And Vanessa, I admire a lot you, because you are a young woman, and she is a doctor. And for me, it's a dream. It was a dream in my life, and I admire you a lot. As Edna, the same, because oh my God, she is a strong woman. And I remember Bruna, and I said Epaminondas yesterday. I admire you a lot, and I remember when I started to study on TNT, and I look at you. Oh my God, I want to be the same, Bruna, to speak in English, and yes, and that's it.
That's really sweet, Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Anna, I feel the same. And, I receive, I admire them too.
I really admire you two girls, and it's really nice that you were sharing this admiration, and because Vanessa is a scientist, right? And science, we know science in our country has been really affected this last year, so it's really nice to see women on science. So congrats for keeping strong, and in the science, and like fighting for things. And working in science is hard, so congrats. Yay! Really nice to hear.
Congratulations, Vanessa. It's
Thank you.
very,
It's
very good.
very hard to be a scientist in Brazil, but we try. We try.
Very good. Girls, I think I will ask you the last one, like really not only girls, right? Because we have Mateus here. Guys, is there any moment where we should hold back our tears? It's question number 9, and the second question. Should we avoid crying at some point or not? We should always cry if we want. Let's start from you, Edwin. Do you think we should avoid crying at some point of our lives?
The question 9, question.
Number 9. If we should avoid crying or should hold back our tears.
Yes. One time, sometimes, no, which is I stay with my students, It's very embarrassing, when I cry, the emotion, but is not frequently, but sometimes I finish the course, and when the students talking about I don't know, thinkings about the learning. This is emotion for me, because I like it so much, the teacher.
Mhm.
But since it's a situation, it's embarrassing for me.
Okay, very good. Mateus, do you think we should avoid crying, or we should hold back our tears sometimes, or not?
We should.
Yes.
No,
Do you think we should hold back tears
no,
sometime?
no, we don't have to hold back. If you need to cry, let's cry. But I don't remember a situation that I need to hold back tears.
Okay, this happened to me some weeks ago. I was in an immersion, and I asked the guys, "Hi guys, how are you?" And they were like, "Hi Bruna, how are you?" And then when they asked me how I was like, "Okay, I don't want to cry, but I'm not so, I'm not today. I'm not so good. I'm not feeling well." And then I like continued the meeting, but it was funny. Oh my God. So I don't think we should hold back. But for example, sometimes we need to continue what we are doing, So you need to like teach a class, or you need to follow your life, and you can't cry because life is happening, So I think sometimes we need to just hold a little bit at this moment, when we are working, or just because life is happening, It's not that we shouldn't express our feelings, but life needs to continue. So it's difficult, but yeah, that's it. And Joanna, what do you think? Should we hold back our tears?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think when you want to cry, you should cry. But it was happening with me when I worked as a teacher, and sometimes I was a little bit sad, and I was right on the blackboard, and my students didn't see me, my eyes, and sometimes I cried, but I stopped, I couldn't cry now, and it's okay, it's everything okay. But I think it's bad, it's not good to hold back tears. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. I loved it. Anna, thank you so much. Guys, just because we are running out of time, I will stop the conversation here. I'd like to thank you guys so much for sharing your feelings, for sharing your point of view. It was really good to talk to you about crying. For the girls, today at 6 p.m., we're going to have the women's talk. We're going to talk about the women's representation in politics. So it's going to be really nice to have you there. I'm sure it's going to be a difficult subject for me because of vocabulary. So I will need to prepare myself and review some words, because it's a difficult subject for me. But I think it's going to be a nice moment to discuss this subject. Thank you so much, Mateus. I hope to see you here next week too. Let me see. I don't know if I chose the subject for the next week, but I think so. Um, oh, guys, next week we're gonna talk about favela and culture. So this is a subject I took some time to think about, and I think it's going to be really important too. It's going to be the first time I'm bringing this subject. So if you guys want to join me, I'm sure it's going to be a nice conversation too. Thank you so much for coming today. And Edna, I didn't forget you asked me to talk about nonviolent communication. It will come, okay? In the next week, all right?
No problem. Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. You can send your feedback here in the link. And it was a pleasure talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.